Welcome. Make your way towards a comfortable seat. Joseph Campbell, he described the hero's journey as a hero that goes through a few different phases, if you will. That of the separation, that of the initiation, and that of the return. And in a sense, right now, in this global lockdown, we are all asked to be separated from our loved ones, our family and friends. This is something we'll explore more in today's practice. Rest your hands onto your knees or thighs. Close your eyes. And as you gaze within yourself, become aware of your breath. Notice your breath and consciously begin to regulate your breath. Slow it down. Even it out. And smooth it out. Also sit a firmer seat, let your sitting bones root, and allow your crown to lift a little higher, sit taller. Lean back slightly, bring your shoulders over your hips, and lift your shoulder blades up and down your back to soften into your seat. And simply keep following your breath to stay still into your mind and in your body. And the second part of the process is the initiation. This is the part where the hero, whether in a book, in a movie, or in real life, is asked to face its deepest fears and concerns, but also at the same time to cultivate their inner strength and hidden qualities. So take this time to enter the temple of your heart. Take this precious time to connect to your essence, to your soul, to the real you, this divine light that shines within yourself. And cultivate your inner strength. Allow this light to expand a bit brighter. Heart wide open, allow source energy to move through you as you connect all that is and become one with it, as it is here to also guide you in this journey. Feel this field of easefulness, of tranquility that's always present. And take a few more deep breaths to fully greet yourself. Allow your soul and life itself to fully breathe you. On your next inhale, fold both of your hands to heart center, prayer pose, Anjali Mudra. Lift your chest into your thumbs. And take a moment to set your intention for your practice. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, bow your head into your heart to seal your intention in place. And set your hands back onto your knees or thighs. And ever slowly open up your eyes. And you come to all fours, tabletop position, roll over your ankles and knees. And place your wrists and your knees directly below your shoulders, below your hips. Rotate your hands outwardly. Have your fingers point towards your knees. Your thumbs should point towards the long edges of your mat. Inhale, lift your hips. Let your belly slowly get heavier. Look up towards the sky and arch your back into your first back bend. Exhale, bring your chin into your chest. Press your palms down. Lift the back of your heart to the ceiling this time. Look in between your thighs. A nice and slow inhale, same movement. Think of stretching your breath as you elongate your spine. Gaze back up. Curl back in, press your palms a bit more downwards, exaggerate the push with your hands downwards. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Come back towards the neutral spine. To counter stretch your wrist, flip your hands, have your thumbs point forward. Your palms will face you. Keep your wrists below your shoulders. Press the earth, inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows, spin them forward towards the front of your mat. Repress your earth back away, inhale, breathe in. Now your own pace, do that a few more times on your own to bring a bit more fluidity into your wrists. And so this will be like a flow and restore class, but I'd like to give you also the option to power it up if you want to. So if you feel like taking it easy, by all means, just take the first few cues, come into the shape and form, but I'll add some more cues in there if you want to bring more intensity into your practice this morning, but this is fully optional. So the idea is always feel every single moment and move from your heart. Once you do complete your last cycle, flip your palms to the earth and make your way towards a regular tabletop position. Place your wrists and your knees below your shoulders, but your palms are now facing your mat. Walk your knees a few inches back behind you, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up to the sky, make your way into your first downward facing dog. As usual, I'd like to invite you to move around a little bit into your first dog pose, to shake off any cobwebs, any stiffness, and try to see where your body is holding on to tension today. Allow this movement to loosen you up a little bit more before we get into the flow portion of the class. Take one more breath and movement. And make your way towards a still downward facing dog. Put your tailbone down towards your mat. Glide to plank pose, top of your push-up. Now hold a position. At any time if you need to, you place your knees on your mat. So it's okay to modify or stay here to intensify, but wherever you are, try to press your palms down and lift the back of your heart a bit more towards the sky. Keep a low belly in and do point your tailbone down towards your mat. Look in between your thumbs or towards your fingertips. Stay steady into your breath. Do place your knees on your mat if already so. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, bend your elbows, place your chest and your chin onto your mat. Once you connect, slide all the way onto your belly. Untuck your toes and firm your legs so your kneecaps come off of your mat. Take any back bend here. Inhale, lift your heart up. It can be a baby cobra or a modified full cobra. Soften your shoulder blades on your back door as you arch your back. Lower back down. Tuck your toes under. Press back to a brief child's pose. Then back to downward facing dog. The same idea. Repoint your tailbone down. Re-glide back to your plank pose and re-hold your position. As you press your palms down, do wrap your triceps towards the end of your mat. The eyes of your elbows will spin forward to also engage your arms a bit more. Remember, you can also place your knees on your mat if you need to modify. You can take the same vinyasa as before if that felt quite good to you. If you want to intensify your practice, use your toes, shift your weight forward, then lower halfway to a low push-up. Keep your elbows tracked over your wrists. Untuck your toes, upward facing dog. Charge your legs and your arms. Arch your back again. Then roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Place your knees back to the earth into your tabletop position. However, keep your hips over your knees, but set your forehead to your mat. Puppy dog pose. Stretch your hands in front of you. You can stay with your palms down or come onto your fingertips. Lengthen your crown a bit more. Take a breath in.
And as you exhale, allow your heart to sink a bit more downwards. Let your shoulder blades come a bit closer towards each other. You will stretch the front line of your body, but also open up into your lats and shoulders. Keep smoothing out your breath. Walk your hands back below your shoulders and gradually make your way back towards downward facing dog. This time look forward towards your hands. Either walk or step your feet forward towards the front of your mat. You can place your feet as wide as your hips for a bit more space, or your big toes can touch, have a small little gap in between your heels. Draw your low belly in and up and hinge a bit further down. Release your neck, allow your head to be heavy. If you feel any pain or discomfort into your low back, do bend your knees to alleviate that. Interlace your hands behind your back, take a breath in. And breathe out, bring your arms up overhead, but stay again in your heart space so you can feel. And once you start to feel a gentle stretch formulating to your shoulders and the back of your hamstrings, pause. And then return back to your breath, which is a blueprint of your practice. Keep drawing your low belly in and up to support your low back. And soften fully into your neck so your head can be really heavy here. Optionally, a bit more into your toes, arms a bit more overhead to deepen the stretch. Take a breath in. Excellent. Release your clasp. Either place your hands on your mat, the earth below your shoulders. To modify, place your hands onto your shin bones or on your knees. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands onto your hips. Rise up to stand as you push your feet down. Bring your shoulders over your hips. And release your arms by your side. And let's start to get a little bit more dynamic. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Look up as you stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your waist. Lengthen halfway. Step your right foot back. Set your right knee down on your mat into a low lunge position. And inhale, rise up, press into your front foot, bring your upper arms in line with your ears, low lunge. Exhale, plant your palms to the earth below your shoulders. Charge your back leg to straight, and step your left foot back to plank pose. Either or, you can place your knees, chest, chin to earth, or shift your weight forward and lower down to your low push-up. Uncurl your toes, re-sweep your heart up and back. And roll over your toes towards downward facing dog. Keep pushing the earth with your hands from your inner right thigh. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your right knee to your nose or forehead. Look in between your hands. Quietly step your right foot forward to your thumb. Feel free to walk your foot forward until your heel is below your knee. Rest your left knee down. Inhale, rise up, low lunge other side. Stretch your fingers a bit more towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands back to your mat, stay onto your fingertips below your shoulders. Electrify your left leg to straight this time, and step your left foot forward to the front. Halfway lift, lengthen your crown forward. Forward fold, keep your low belly in to support your low back. Rise back up, arms sweep all the way up. Gaze up again as you stretch. And bring your hands back to heart center. And let's keep moving slowly. Arms reach up, stretch your breath. Forward fold fluidly to also stretch your movement. Halfway lift. Step your left foot back, reset your left knee to the earth. Rise up, low lunge. Take your hands back onto your mat, but stay as you are. And do slide your left leg a bit further back behind you to get off of your left kneecap as much as you can. Point your right foot to the top right corner of your mat. Bend your left knee. And reach back with your right hand. If you can take the out edge of your foot, then gently pull it towards your outer left hip. If you cannot take a hold of your foot, it's okay. Open up your chest a bit more. Take a little back bend here. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, slide your shoulder blades on your back with the option to gaze past your right shoulder. Ensure your breath is very sweet and very deep here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release a hold of your foot if you have a hold of it. Right hand goes back to the front of your mat. You tuck your back toes, charge your back leg, step it back to plank pose, Savasana. Lower down, your choice, low plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Back bend, up dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And sweep your left leg skyward. Coil your left knee to nose or forehead as you bring your shoulders over your wrists. Look in between your hands. Step it forward as close as you can. Take a moment to adjust your stance if you need to do so. Then place your back knee down. Rise up. Lower down. You set your foundation first. Get off of your kneecap. This will give you a bit more comfort. Slide your leg further back behind you. This time, point your left foot to the top left corner. Lean into your right hand as you bend your right knee, and reach back with your left hand. Two sides will feel different. Some days a bit more stiff, some days more open. If you have hold of your foot, gently pull it in. You will feel your right quad light up. Re-add your back bend. Open up into your heart again, into your chest. Stay soft into your shoulders. And gaze where your neck agrees without losing the quality of your breath. Replace your left hand back forward to the front of your mat. Repoint your left foot straight forward. Tuck your back toes, charge your back leg to straight. Softly step your right foot forward to the front. Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen halfway. Uttanasana, forward fold. Rise up again, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Rebring your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Okay, 2 more times. Arms reach up, it's all on your breath. Forward folds, feel your breath carry you down. Halfway lift. Step your right foot back, high on your back toes, high lunge with your feet. Focus on a transition, inhale, rise up. You gotta press into your left foot to rise up with control to Crescent Warrior. Right away, exhale, dive right back down. Push the earth with your hands. Sweep your left leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Glide towards a 3-legged plank. Bring your shoulders back over your wrists. And it's okay to place your foot or your knees to the earth and modify or lower as you are to intensify. Yogi's choice. Replace left foot back to the earth, up dog. And gradually back again towards downward facing dog. Relift your right leg up. Rebring your right knee to your nose or forehead. Hold. Look in between your hands. Quietly step your front foot forward to your thumb. Your feet should be as wide as your hips for more foundational support. And rise up slowly. Take a breath in to Crescent, but hold here. Once you feel steady into your pose, take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Stretch up and over to your right to bring a bit more length to the left side of your body. Keep drawing your right hip back so your hips and shoulders square to the front of your mat, and see if you can extend your right arm a little bit more to straight. Return back to center, breathe in. Replace your hands back, earth, breathe out, stay onto your fingertips. Step your left foot forward to the front, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Uttanasana, fold. Rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your hands back to heart center, Samasthiti. The last one, arms reach up. Become this meditation now, this moving meditation. Forward fold, empty your mind, lose yourself to your breath and to your movement. Lengthen halfway. How quietly can you step your left foot back into a high lunge position with your feet? How gracefully can you ascend up as you focus on every movement as a pose, Crescent Warrior. Dive down. The key is to press your palms down to the earth to lift your right leg up to the sky. Reglide back to your three-legged plank. Remember, it's okay to place your foot or knees down, or not, but lower down with control. Retake your back bend. And make your way back again to downward facing dog. You're gonna cycle right back to the front of your mat. Sweep your left leg up. Come hard onto your right toes. Stay as you arc. Then curl forward. The nose or forehead. Look in between your thumbs. Step your left foot forward to your left hand. Adjust your stance. And rise up slowly. Take a moment to arrive. Once you feel stable, this time take a hold of your right wrist. Stretch up and over to your left. And once you feel sensation, avoid forcing in. Let your breath dissolve the sensation you feel into the right side of your body. Come back to center, take a breath in. And as you exhale, hands back to the earth. Step it forward, lengthen halfway. Hinge down, fold. Reascend up, push your feet down so your arms sweep up effortlessly. Bring your hands to heart center and become still into your space, Samastitihi. Slowly close your eyes to re-gaze back inside yourself. And right away, use your powerful mind to deepen your breath, to self-regulate. Part of the initiation is to face your deepest fears and concerns. And right now, life can seem a bit shaky. It can seem to be quite uncertain. But it's also the stage that we are asked to cultivate our inner strength and our hidden qualities. Connect to your essence, to your soul. As we are being initiated, we are asked to move from this space, the highest frequency possible, which is the energy of love, which shines and radiates from your heart space. And keep allowing Source to move through you as you wish. You're an extension of knowing and remembering that you are never alone in this journey. Move from this space, whether it is on and off of your mat. Take one more breath. Slowly open your eyes. Sirmaskar A. Just one. Arms reach up, inhale. Reach for sun energy. Forward fold. Lengthen halfway, plant your palms. Now vinyasa to your own rhythm. You can step back to plank pose or float through, or any vinyasa of your choice. One full breath per movement until you're led back into downward facing dog. Once you're into downward facing dog, do scan. If you feel like you're forcing this resting pose, it's okay to take a child's pose. It's okay to kneel, Japanese style, or take a seat cross-legged. Take whatever you need to keep allowing yourself to cultivate your inner light, your inner strength, and your hidden qualities. When you force too much, this will block what seeks to expand from the inside out. Now, if you'd like to build some strength, again, you can add a bit of power into this flow, but don't have to. Option, you can walk your feet a bit more forward and bring your shoulders over your wrists. Push the earth, it's a bit more demanding, you can build some strength here. If you're looking to get your heart rate elevated this morning, option, bend your knees and hop heels to butt, land softly to the back of your mat, or hold your tuck pike position. Your dog pose, look forward, come onto your toes, bend your knees, walk, step, or hop back to the front. Halfway lift. Hinge forward, fold. Rise up, inhale. Now rebring your hands back to heart center as you exhale. Big toes unite, little gap in between your heels, inner knees also touch. Sit low chair pose, to scar B, variation, hold your chair. Bring your hands to heart center, take a breath in. As you exhale, twist towards your right. You can separate your hands here to get a bit deeper. See if you can bring your left upper arm past your right thigh. Bring your hands back to heart center. Now you can stay here as you draw left hip back. If you want a little bit more stretch, spread your arms, right arm up, left arm down, with the option to point your right thumb down and wrap your right arm behind your back into a half bind and open up your top shoulder a little bit more. Now stay steady into your breath. Stay here if you are playful, don't have to. Bend your knees a bit deeper. Plant your palms to your mat to face the right side of your mat. Hands wide your shoulders. Lean forward, elbows over wrists. Eventually your feet may fly into a side crow pose or stay in your chair pose to tax your quads a bit more and build a bit more heat in that variation. If you are in flight mode, replace your feet back to the earth. Rebring your hands back to heart center if not already so. Take a breath in. Exhale, untwist, forward fold. Heel toe your feet until your heels are below your hips, feet parallel to each other. If you need to, bend your knees and lift your right toes up to slide your right hand, your palm underneath your foot. Do the same thing with your left. Bring your toes all the way to both wrist creases. In other words, step on the top of your hands. Then lengthen halfway, inhale, keep a little belly in. Exhale, elbows wide, hinge forward a bit more. Gauge the sensation and gauge your breath. Remember to stay at ease throughout the effort. Deepen your breath when you meet yourself at about a 70 to 80% effort and sensation rate. Padahastasana, gorilla pose. Release your hands from below your feet. Heel toe your big toes so they touch, small gap in between your heels. Remake your way back into your chair pose. Rebring your hands back to heart center, and this time rotate towards your left. So again, I like to get deeper by adjusting myself. Little manual adjust here. You can stay here or re-spread your wing, which is plenty. If it is on the first set, re-add your bind as you bring that arm into an internal rotation. You can stay here again and build some heat, this variation, or plant your hands to the earth, Parshvabhakasana. Hands as wide as your shoulders, lean forward, elbows over wrists like in your little push-up. Press your finger pads down, lean into your fingertips. Eventually you have side crow pose. Either way, stay steady into your breath. Parshvabhakasana, feet back to mat. Rebring your hands back to heart center, inhale. Exhale, untwist, forward fold. Lengthen halfway up in your palms. Either step back, plank pose, or step back to down dog and conserve a bit of energy. If you cycle through your vinyasa, it's a full breath per movement until led back to downward facing dog. Now, whether you held your chair pose or played around in arm balance, this develops a lot of heat. Inhale through your nose and take a soft rinsing exhale out of your mouth to let that go. And take 2 more breaths, again to self-regulate. Good. Place your knees to the earth. Place your elbows on your mat. Elbows below your shoulders, forms parallel to each other. Step your right foot back, left foot back into a forward plank. Lean to the outside of your right foot. You can place your left foot in front of you for support. Left hand will go on your left hip. If you feel a bit unstable, then I suggest placing your right forearm into a 45-degree angle for a bit more stability. Now, if you feel too at ease, you can stack your foot on top of your left, either or. Press the earth with your right arm. Lift your hips a little higher. Then exhale, allow your hips to lower down slowly. 4 more times. Inhale, lift your hips. Crunch the right side of your body. Exhale, lower. Breathe in. If it's too much, left foot in front of you. Exhale, lower down 3. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, lift. Lower down, and then switch sides. Okay, so place left elbow either in facing the front of your mat or in a diagonal position. Right hand to right hip. Doesn't matter if you have your right foot on top of your left or if you have your foot in front of you. Lift your hips high, breathe in, work your side body. Exhale, allow your hips to lower down. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, lift. Lower down 3. 2 more times. Modify if you want to. Hips rise. Hips lower. Last one, lift. Lower back down. Return back to your forearm plank position. Place your knees to your mat. Come all the way onto your belly. Hands to the earth by your side. Untuck your toes. Upward facing dog. Towards downward facing dog. Point your tailbone down. Glide to plank pose. Now, if you're like, okay, my arm's a little shaky right now, place your knees down, but do push the earth round your back. You can do this in this modified position or in plank pose. If you want to add some movement, bring your right knee to your left elbow, a little twist, then right knee down, left knee, right elbow. If it's too easy, do this from your plank pose position. Do lift the back of your heart, wrap your triceps back. If you're looking for a bit more intensity, go for a little jog, pick up the pace, or a little sprint. Stay steady into your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees, walk, step, or hop to the front. Halfway lift. Hinge forward. Rise up, inhale. Stretch for both along the breath. Rebring your hands to heart center. If you prefer, place your arms by your side. Close your eyes unless you feel a bit dizzy. Now if you need to release a bit of frantic energy, inhale through your nose. Let that go out of your mouth. And seal your lips. Deep into your breath. And get out of your head. It doesn't matter what goes on externally, whether it's on or off of your mat. Attune yourself again to your heart space, to the real you. And keep cultivating this light, these strengths and hidden qualities, no matter what goes on in the outside world. This is part of the initiation process in the hero's journey as you are the hero of your life. Take one more breath. And slowly open your eyes if they are closed. Chair pose position. Sit low, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Pardon my cat over there. Come high on your toes, knees wide, set up for crow pose foundation. Plant your palms on your mat as wide as your shoulders. We don't have to fly. Bring your knees to the back of your tricep or squeeze the inside of your knees to the outside of your arms. Lean forward, elbows over wrist. Now this is plenty. Lift the back of your heart. We don't have to do more than that. Some of you press your finger pads a bit more. 1 or 2 feet can start to float. Take flight or take the shape of the forearm. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, step or flow back into your vinyasa or walk back to downward facing dog and skip that. Let's keep moving right away though. Step your left foot slightly forward. Keep a deep bend into your front knee. Your palms are still grounded. Bring your shoulders over your wrist. Push the earth. Wrap your triceps back. Then sweep your right leg up. This is plenty. You can stay here. If you would like to add the usual movement of switching your legs grounded in flight mode, you can do so. Or just stay here. Or take a few hops. Step your right foot forward, left foot back. High lunge with your feet. Feet wide right away. Inhale, rise up. Crescent warrior. Arrive and hold. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, rotate towards your right. Then to unstable, place your left knee down. You can step your hands and get a bit deeper. Then open up a little bit more. Option, spread your wings, or retake your half bind. Or like in your chair pose, option, bend your knees a bit here, plant your palms to your mat, and like in sacral pose, lean forward and come into EPK1, arm balance. If you're in flight mode, feet back in earth. Replace your hands back at heart center and already so. Inhale. Think of warrior two. Exhale, left heel down. Press into your front foot. Open up to warrior two. Look at your feet. Front heel to back arch. Back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. And press your right knee a bit more towards your right. If you can also see your big toe, second big toe. Pull your feet towards each other and stretch your hands away from each other as you look past your right fingertips. Take a breath in. Exhale, windmill your hands to the earth. High lunge position with your feet. Plant your left palm an inch above your left shoulder. Place again the side of your foot like you would in your forearm plank, side plank. Then either stay here, hips up, right arm up, as you press your right foot and spin your left bicep forward, or stack your foot on top of your left if you want more, don't have to. Now wherever you are, inhale, stretch your right hand a little higher, keep working your side body. Exhale, dip your right hand towards the left side of your mat underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, reach your right hand back up. Exhale, re-dip it down through, thread through. One more time, take a breath in. Exhale. Step it back to plank pose. Either cycle through or not. Any vinyasa you want to, possibly a chin stand that lights you up. Then back to downward facing dog. Now before we continue, take a moment to scan. What do you need right now to self-regulate? Always take what you need and slow down your breath. This little valley before we start to ascend another peak in part of this hero's journey. Keep cultivating your breath, your inner light, your strength. Attune yourself to this field of non-resistance like you did in your seat earlier. So to move from this space. Last breath. Good. Step your right foot forward slightly. It's not too much. Bring your shoulders over your wrist. Do push. Left leg goes up. This is plenty. Remember, this is plenty. So a lot of work right here. Or switch your stance a few times, whether you hop or not. It's your choice. Step your left foot forward. Right leg back. Rise up with control, with integrity. Now feet as wide as your hips. Left draws back. Bring your hands to heart center. Rotate towards your left. You can place your back knee down. You want to stay very stable. You can separate your hands and get a bit deeper. Now, whatever you did in the first set, you can stay here, lengthen, wrap it back behind you, or bend your knees, plant your hands to your mat to face the left side of your mat. Lean forward and retake flight, or not. Stay steady into your breath, wherever you are. Feet back to your mat if not already so. Hands back to heart center if not already so. With control, rise up. Virabhadrasana 2. You look at your feet right away. You can have your heels heel to heel if you're a little stiff into your left hip. All four corners of both feet are grounded. Pull the earth with your feet towards each other. Stretch your hands away. Breathe in. And breathe out. Hands back, earth, high lunge with your feet. Right palm to be a little forward again for extra stability. Place your right heel down. Left arm goes up. This is plenty. Spin your right bicep forward. You can intensify. We don't have to. If your arm is wobbly or shaky, left foot in front. Left arm reaches a little higher. Inhale, hips a little higher. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath your right armpit. Left arm back up, breathe in. Exhale, same movement. One last time, inhale. Exhale, back to plank pose. You can skip right back to down dog or cycle through your very optional vinyasa. And once back in dog pose, let that go. That was in the past. Return back to the present moment where it's tranquil and peaceful. Take one more breath. You put your tailbone down, glide back to plank pose. We're going to take a slow descent down so it's much easier to place your knees on your mat or shift your weight forward. Lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way onto your back. Let's start to hit the restore part of the class, but we're going to work a bit here into your back body as we restore. Place your hands below your elbows, so walking back a bit more. Press all 10 toenails from your legs. Inhale, lift your heart. There's not a lot of weight in your hands. If your hands are quite light, reach your hands back behind you, make a fist with your hands. Keep reaching your fist backwards. If you want a bit more intensity, lean into your belly a bit more. Keep your lower belly in though. Your navel is not touching your mat and feet will lift off of your mat. If that's the case, reach your feet and your fist back, open up into your chest. Slide your shoulder blades on your back in your locust pose variation. Stay aware of your breath. Take a breath in. You lower down slowly as you exhale. Release your clasp. Place your left ear or temple on your mat. Look to your right. If that bothers your neck, look forward, chin down. Big toes touch to seal the chi in your body. Take a breather here in this prone Savasana. Look forward, chin back to your mat. Bend your knees. Keep your knees as wide as your hips. Reach back behind you. Now take the outside edges of your feet below your toes. Option, take a strap or a belt if you cannot access your feet. For a deeper back bend, grab a hold of your ankles. And keep drawing a little belly in. Take a breath in. Core is active the whole way through. Lift your heart, inhale. Stay high with your heart. Exhale, kick your legs up and back. And as you press your feet towards the back of your mat, your heart will lift a little higher. Feet a little higher to the sky as well. And keep lifting your chest as you take your breath in. Exhale, push your feet back and up. One more time in Dhanurasana, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Release a hold of your legs. Look towards your left. Big toes touch. As you breathe in, press your belly into the earth and allow your low back and middle back to lift a little higher to the sky. Slow down your breath. One more breath. Good. And then come back and look forward again. Bring your hands in front of you. Stretch your hands all the way forward as much as you can. Lift your right hand off of the earth and your left foot, so opposite limbs. Now instead of going for height, go for length. Reach forward and back as you keep the belly in, and look past the short edge of your mat to keep your neck neutral as well. A lot of extension through your right fingertips and left toes. Breathe in. And breathe out, lower down. Okay, switch sides. Left arm up, right leg up. Remember, go for length as opposed for height. A lot of elongation here. Keep drawing the low belly in and up. And work your back here. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower. Yeah, one more time, but everything up this time. Both arms, both legs. Reach your hands forward. Reach your feet backwards. Try to stretch as far forward and back simultaneously. Stay steady into your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower down. Replace arms back by your side. Relook again towards your right. Slow down your breath, by the way, because your heart rate may have picked up. Slow down your breath consciously so your heart rate can slow down as well. Bring your chin back to center. Look to your left to counter stretch your neck. The opposite way. Good. And come back to center. Palms by the earth. Option up dog or go back to down dog right away. Down dog is where we will meet. Place your knees on your mat once you are in dog pose. Sit onto a hip. Bring your legs in front of you. Legs wide apart into Upavishta Konasana. Use your hands. Place your hands back behind you. Press your hips a bit more forward. If you're slouching a bit, I would definitely recommend to sit onto some props, some elevation, books, or cushions, or pillows, or whatever, bolsters. Good. You want to have a long neutral spine. Face your right toes. Lengthen a bit more through the crown of your head. Take a breath in as you flex your big toes away. You can stay here or exhale, hinge forward. You can also bend your front knee slightly if it's too much. And once you start to feel tension, pause. And instead of reaching for your foot with your hands, see if you can place your elbows, your forearms on your right thigh, or on props on either side of your front leg, or perhaps on your mat. Now the idea again is not to force in. Once you feel tension because your body is speaking to you, instead of forcing in, use your breath. Allow your breath to dissolve the sensation you feel. There's nowhere to go but to soften back into your breath and to breathe through what you feel. Option, keep lengthening your crown a bit more. Option, keep melting your heart a bit more. And if you'd like to, you can release your neck, allow your head to be heavy. However, if this aggravates your low back or your neck, lead from your heart instead. One more breath. Gaze forward if already so. And if you're on your forward fold, use your hands to navigate your torso back upright. Then rotate to face your left leg. Sitting bones root. Engage your legs, lengthen through your crown. You can stay here or hinge forward slowly. Remember, two sides feel quite different because your body is asymmetrical. So once you start to feel tension, pause and see again if you can take your elbows and forearms on a surface, whether it's props or your left thigh. This will bring a bit more elongation into the sides of your body. And let gravity pull your torso down. So the idea is to slow down your breath, and as we restore here, to not force too much so your body can repair itself. Gentle stretching as you flex your feet and as you keep the low belly in and up. The option again to bring a bit more length through the crown of your head. to hinge forward a bit more and to also flex your back to round your back. Gaze forward again, forward in front of you again if your back is rounded, and it is your hands, not your low back, that will bring you back upright. Replace your hands back behind you, press your hips a bit more forward, get a bit deeper. You can stay here or place your hands in front of you and hinge forward slowly. Okay, avoid going too deep so that your low back springs to you. Elbows, roots somewhere, or not. You can stay onto your hands. Avoid pulling. You can round your back once you feel again about 70 towards 80% sensation rate. Allow this forward fold to cool you down. Option here for last few deep breaths to bring a bit more length and a bit more depth into your pose. You need to come out the same way. Gaze forward, rise up with the help of your hands. The easier way here is to place your right elbow on your right thigh, left hand to left hip. Open up your chest sideways. We can go back into a twist in this position. Or you can place your elbow on the inside of your knee, possibly reach for the inside of your foot with your right hand. Option, your left arm can come up over your ear, perhaps reaching for the outside of your right foot. Avoid collapsing into your shoulder down though. So open up into your chest wherever you are. Take a breath in. As you exhale, twist your bottom right ribs a bit more sideways towards your left. And how was your breath? The blueprint remains easeful. You can look past your left armpit or sideways. Breathe in. To come out, breathe out, allow your left shoulder to dip down. Use your hands to come back to center and then switch sides. Remember, we all have different levels of flexibility. It's either elbow to thigh, hand to hip, or elbow on the inside of your left leg. Perhaps it's your shoulder. You can definitely grab the inside of your foot. Option stay or bring your arm up overhead. Keep lengthening a bit more, flex your feet. Option twist a bit more. These movements can be done very subtly. Think of it like you're just gently stretching your muscles, not forcing in, which will block what seeks to expand. Gaze down if not already so, untwist. Use your hands again to come back towards center. Grab the back of your knees with your hands. Pull your feet until your feet are about as wide as your hips, perhaps a bit wider. Place your hands back behind you. Allow your knees to windshield wipers themselves sideways a few times to your right and then to your left. Undo what we just did. Come back to center and take a seat. It doesn't matter which seat you decide to take, as long as you are comfortable. Once you are at ease, rest your hands onto your knees or thighs and close your eyes. Set your seat. Sitting bones roots, your crown can lift, lean back. Slide your shoulder blades away from your ears to soften back into your seat. Retune again back to your breath. Allow your breath to marry your mind into your heart, to reconnect again to the real you. And heart wide open still to let source move through you as you. In the initiation process, we are indeed tested. But
but this will make us better and stronger. We are going through the dark to go towards the light, to move from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Honor who you are, the real you. Keep cultivating your hidden strength and qualities, as this is the journey of the yogi as well. Knowing this can be done anytime throughout the day. And eventually we will honor the last phase, which is the return, where we will shine brighter than ever. Take a few more deep breaths, let your soul and let life itself fully breathe you. Once you're done your last and final breath, slowly open your eyes. If you would need to layer up, it's a good time to do so before reclining on your back, so definitely layer up if you would like to do so. When you're ready, lie down. Keep your knees bent. Lift your right foot up. Place your ankle on top of your left knee. Draw your left knee into your chest. Now either reach for your left hamstring or towards your left shin bone. Take a breath in as you flex your right foot, and as you exhale, pull your knee a bit closer towards your chest. Release your neck, allow your head to be heavy. It's a nice way to decompress your back as well, to open up into your right hip. So giving your whole body a little tune-up, working all your joints, stretching your muscles in place. Pull gently, not too aggressively. Take a breath in. Exhale. Release a hold of your left leg, place your foot to the earth, unstack your ankle from your left knee, and then switch sides. Your left ankle will go on top of your right knee this time. Remember to keep your left ankle engaged as you bring your right knee into your chest. Place your hands wherever you feel comfortable. And use your out breath to gently pull your knee closer whenever you're ready. Once you feel your left hip speak to you, focus simply on your breath. Your hips are your body's biggest joint. They hold on to a lot of tension, a lot of stress and emotions we tend to hold in unconsciously. So let your breath dissipate that away from you. Take a breath in. Exhale, release. Extend your left leg fully to straight. Keep your right knee bent. Place your right arm into a T or cactus shape by your side. Sweep your hips a bit sideways towards your right, then let your knee fall over to your left as you press your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Look up or past your right shoulder. It's another way to release your low back from this practice. Once you feel sensation, pause. Inhale. Exhale and twist back towards center. At your own pace, switch sides, nice and slow. You will feel your low back speak to you. It should feel quite lovely to release your low back. Once you feel that, no need to go further.
and twist and breathe out. Realign both of your hips back into the middle of your mat. Fold both of your knees in towards your chest, hands above your knees. It's a gentle love hug. Pull in ever so gently, forehead to knees, a bit more compression to further neutralize your spine. Inhale. Exhale, unwind to Savasana. Place your limbs wide and narrow by your side. Walk your shoulder blades up and down your back. Palms face up to receive a gesture to remain open into your body, into your practice. Soften every single muscles. And for good measure, one more time. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Sink a bit more into the earth. This is the most important part of the class, so I invite you to stay here for at least a few minutes, if you can, up to 5 minutes. I will leave you here, so take this precious time to rest and to recalibrate your mind, body. I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Namaste.